Have you ever felt that? Like you're stuck in a loop, you want to make a change, but you just can't? Well, today, we're going to unpack a pretty wild idea. What if that feeling of being stuck isn't actually a personal failure at all? What if it's just your biological default setting?
Yeah, let that one sink in for a second. It's a huge statement, right? It means the reason you put things off, or why you stick to that safe, maybe kind of boring routine, it's not some flaw in your character. It's just your brain's ancient programming doing exactly what it was designed to do.
So if it's not you being lazy, then what in the world is it? Well, the answer is pretty fascinating. It's a hidden battle, a war that's being fought inside your head every single day. And understanding that battle, that's the first step to finally winning it.
You know that feeling? That constant tug of war? One part of you wants to get up and crush your goals, and the other part just wants to stay on the couch and watch another episode? That's not just in your head. It's completely real. It's a conflict between two very different parts of your brain.
All right, let's break down the two sides of this war. First up, you've got your limbic system. Think of this as your brain's super overprotective parent. Its only job is to keep you safe and comfortable, and to avoid anything that even smells like a threat. Then, on the other side, you've got your prefrontal cortex. This is your growth-oriented planner. It's the ambitious part, the one that sets big goals and dreams about the future. Now, here's the really crucial part. Neither one of these is the bad guy. They both have the exact same goal, to keep you alive. The thing is, your limbic system is basically running on software from the Stone Age. It sees a tough conversation or starting a new project and it thinks, danger, tiger. Your prefrontal cortex, on the other hand, it knows that in the modern world, the biggest threat isn't a tiger, it's stagnation. So, how do we get our modern goal-setting brain to actually win this thing? The answer is kind of weird. We have to lean into the exact feeling we're programmed to run away from, discomfort. Because it turns out, discomfort is the signal that meaningful change is right around the corner. And this all leads us to this amazing biological superpower called neuroplasticity. This is your brain's incredible, almost magical ability to physically change its own wiring based on what you do and experience. So you're not stuck with the brain you have right now. You are its architect. Let me show you how this works. Imagine you're learning to play a new chord on a guitar. First, you try it, and your fingers feel like they have no idea what they're doing. It's clumsy. Second, you make a mistake, it sounds awful, and you feel that frustration. That's the discomfort. But, and this is the most important part, that feeling isn't failure. It's a biological flare going up, telling your brain, hey, pay attention, this is new, and we need to get better at it. In response, your brain literally starts building a new neural pathway for that chord. That discomfort was the construction crew for your new skill.
Okay, so knowing this is one thing, but how do we actually use it? How do we convince that overprotective parent in our head to let us try something new and scary? Well, it turns out we have a secret weapon we can use to flip the script on our own survival instincts.
This is the million-dollar question. To win the war, you have to completely reframe the battle for your limbic system. You have to somehow convince that ancient, safety-seeking part of your brain that staying the same, staying comfortable, is actually the biggest threat of all.
And here's the tool. It's an exercise called the Cost of Inaction. Instead of focusing on the short-term pain of change, you flip it and calculate the long-term, crushing pain of staying exactly where you are. What will your finances really look like in 6 months? Your career in a year? Your health in 5 years if absolutely nothing changes? When you make that future pain real and vivid, you make mediocrity feel way more dangerous than growth. You're using the brain's own pain avoidance system against itself.
You see, this isn't just some interesting idea. It's a practical user manual for how your brain operates. By understanding these systems, you can finally stop fighting your own biology and start working with it to build the life you actually want.
So the biggest takeaway here is this. Every single time you feel that resistance, that powerful urge to just retreat to what's easy, you have to recognize it for what it is. It's not a stop sign. It's a signpost. It's pointing you directly towards your next big breakthrough.
And that leaves us with one final big question for you to think about. Take a good, honest look at your daily life. That comfort zone you've worked so hard to build, which part of it isn't a safe harbor, but is actually a cage? Because identifying that's the first real step to rewiring your biology from mediocrity to mastery.